2005 would prove to be the beginning of a new era in Florida football.
Showtime on three! Woo! Showtime!
He dives in, it is a touchdown! 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 Cutler, a short drop, looking to swing it out to the left, and it's going to be intercepted, and the Gators have won the game! How my! Reggie Lewis came up with an interception on the near sideline, and this ball game is all over! How my! How sweet it is!
It was one of the most anticipated games for the Gators since the 1997 Sugar Bowl. That game produced a national championship. This one produced the unveiling of the Urban Meyer era in Gainesville. For the 2004 National Coach of the Year, this was the first step in a plan destined to return the Gators to national prominence. And some of the initial steps included the addition this season of the Gator Walk, with the Gator Nation joining and showing its approval. With the Swamp record crowd of more than 90,000 fans ready for action, the Gators gave them what they wanted.
Here come the Gators!
Junior quarterback Chris Leak showed he's ready to pick up where he left off last season, throwing for 320 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Leak on play action, looking to throw, fires the ball deep down the left side, it's caught, it's going to be a touchdown! Oh my! Chad Jackson sprinting down the left sideline with a first score of the 2005 Urban Meyer era.
Jackson added scoring catches of 7 and 26 yards, becoming a hot target for the Gators' junior quarterback. Not only did Leak find the end zone, he showed amazing consistency, hitting on a Florida record 17 consecutive completions. When Jackson took an option pitch into the end zone, he became only the 8th player in school history to score 4 touchdowns in one game.
Touchdown! 4th one of the game for the Gators, Chad Jackson.
With sophomore linebacker Brandon Seiler leading the way, the Gators pounded Wyoming's backs, limiting them to just over 200 yards total offense. The 32-14 final was Florida's 16th straight season-opening win, the longest streak in the Southeastern Conference. But most importantly, it marked the successful completion of a historic day in Florida football. Urban Meyer had put his stamp on the Gators program. The players responded. The fans loved it, and the future was filled with unlimited potential.
That was a good first start. I think it's an understatement to say we got a long way to go, but you know what? We're 1-0. We're 1-0.
It was a memorable Saturday in Gainesville. A week earlier, it was the Florida Air game. This week, it's the Gators' ground attack that pounded out a victory.
Showtime on three! Woo! Showtime!
Powered by junior Deshaun Wynn, number 10 Florida blistered Louisiana Tech's defense for 251 yards on the ground.
Chris Leak is under center. Can hand the ball off now. There's Deshaun Wynn pounding near that goal line. In for the touchdown.
Adding balance to the attack, Chris Leak took his game up top. And with a pair of touchdowns, now has thrown at least one score in all 23 of his collegiate starts.
Jackson 10, 20-yard line. Leak dropping back. He wants to throw, and he fires a deep ball. Chad Jackson all alone in quarantine at the 30, and see you later. There he goes. Touchdown. Oh, my. Chad Jackson all alone, sprinting 80 yards for a Gator touchdown.
Louisiana Tech was limited to just 45 yards rushing and never could find the end zone.
Kubik dropping back, looking to throw, fires down the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. A beautiful interception for Todd McCullough. Allen rolling right, looking to throw, and fires. It is going to be tipped, and it's going to be intercepted. D. Webb picks it off. Kubik dropping back, looking to throw, fires down the left sideline. It is going to be a beautiful catch. Oh my, an interception.
The 41-3 triumph completed the two-game prelude to Florida's all-important SEC opener against Tennessee, 1 week away. The largest crowd ever to watch a football game in the state of Florida turned the swamp into a loud, wild Gator party. It was the conference opener on national TV. It was Tennessee, a team that frustrated Florida a year ago. It was time for the Gators to reclaim the swamp.
We are live from Ben Hill Griffin Stadium at Florida Field, where tonight the 5th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers and the 6th-ranked Florida Gators meet in this 2005 Southeastern Conference opening game.
Late in the opening period, the 6th-ranked Orange and Blue stung the visitors. An 80-yard, 8-play drive was a flawless display of Florida's new-look offense.
Here's Leak on an option play. On an end-around, tosses the ball to Bubba Caldwell to the 20, to the 15, the 10, to the 5, to the goal line. He's in! Touchdown! Oh, my! Beautiful deception on misdirection. 18-yard touchdown. It's 6-0.
It would be Caldwell's final touchdown of the season as he suffered a broken leg later in the game. After the Vols tied the game, this 35th meeting of these rivals turned into a battle of special teams and defense. A UT field goal attempt, the Gators said no.
The kick has been blocked. Oh my! The Gators came surging through, and D. Webb and company got in there, and the Gators make a play, and the score stays tied.
A UT fumbled punt covered by Tremaine McCullum. Minutes later, Chris Hetland zeroed in on the goalposts.
The kick is up. It's on the way. It looks good. It's got distance. It's got direction. It is good. Looking, and under some pressure, he throws the ball away.
Frustrated by Florida's defense, the Vols unveiled a fake punt and pass.
And it's going to be incomplete. It was almost intercepted. Tony Jordan went over there, and the pass wide off the mark on a fake try. Colquitt's pass incomplete, and the Gators will take over at the 31-yard line.
Leading by 3, the Gators needed more. In a third-period drive, Urban Meyer's team faced a crucial 3rd and 9.
There's the snap. Leak looking, stepping up, feeling heat. Has green grass in front. A fake left, a move right. He's got a first down run inside the 20. It's at the 15. Oh, my! Chris Leak with a beautiful head fake left and a skip to the right inside the 15-yard line. The Gators get a first down on the best run of the year for Chris Leak. It goes for a total of 17 yards.
And he is proud of himself, and rightfully so.
Leak's legs stunned the Vols, and off the bench again came Hetland. From 35 yards out, the SEC Special Teams Player of the Week added 3 more for a 13-7 advantage. It was now time to choke any Tennessee dreams of a comeback.
He throws it away. He was incomplete pass. The Gators pressured him again as they sent Earl Everett in there and forced him to throw it away.
For the first 7 minutes, 42 seconds of the final period, the Vols offense never got on the field. The Gators simply kept moving the chains. On a key 3rd and 19, Leak found Dallas Baker to keep possession. Another 3rd and long. A bullet to Jamel Cornelius picked up 14. Still one more 3rd down. Leak to Chad Jackson. No problem. Then the clincher. The offense had scored enough to win, and their partners on defense kept Tennessee off the scoreboard for the final 39 minutes, 29 seconds of the game. The Vols crossed midfield only once in the entire second half, and that was only as far as the Florida 48. Their rushing yardage in the second half was -7.
Basically knew what was coming before it came, and our preparation was great. That's what played a major role. Ray McDonald went down, and then we had 2 other guys that come in and just didn't lose a beat. It just kept going and going. The guys just made up for Ray's absence. It took 2 of them to do it, but hey, anything it takes.
We knew we'd come out and play a good game, man. We turned it up for a team like Tennessee, and that's what you have to do.
Florida won without committing a turnover, and Urban Meyer savored the taste of his first SEC coaching victory.
Well, I thought there was 2 great programs. I don't believe there were 2 great teams, 2 great programs going against each other, and there were some spectacular efforts on behalf of the Gators.
The Gators took to the road for the first time in 2005, looking for their 19th consecutive win over Kentucky. What followed was an explosion of offense, one of the highest scoring first 30 minutes in Florida football history.
There's a snap to Leak. Leak dropping back, now steps out, rolls right, still with the football. He gets right side and stops and throws the ball down to the corner of the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Deshaun Wynn found himself open just inside the pylon. There's the snap to Leak. Leak rolling out to left, has Chad Jackson all alone out there at the 7-yard line. Breaks tackle at the 5 and down near the goal line. On that pylon, he's in for the touchdown.
Nearly unstoppable, Leak was confident, in control, and comfortable at the helm. He would throw for more than 300 yards for the 6th time in his career.
Here now the handoff to Deshaun Wynn, pounding down to that goal line. He's in! Touchdown! Deshaun Wynn, and the Gators build a 20-7 lead. On play action, Woodson back to throw. He fires to the near side, and it's going to be intercepted. Earl Everett picked it off at the 30-yard line.
Everett's pick set up another Wynn ride to the end zone.
Plans to win motion now. Leak under center. Hands it off to Wynn. Wynn surging forward. Wynn is in again. Touchdown, Deshaun Wynn.
The Gator attack possessed too many weapons to be contained.
Down the end zone for Dallas Baker. All alone and quarantined. He's got it. Touchdown in the back lane. Dallas Baker good for 16 yards.
Florida would finish the first half with 3 takeaways, 437 yards of total offense, 22 first downs, and 9 of 10 third down conversions.
Dropping back and looking to throw and fires the ball toward the end zone. It is going to be caught.
Florida scored on 7 consecutive possessions. Deshaun Wynn became the first player in school history to chalk up 4 single-game touchdowns twice in his career. With the triumph, the Gators were 4-0 and ranked in the top 5 in the country. Following a setback in Alabama, the Gators return home with an injury-battered offense. Wide receiver Jamel Cornelius joined Andre Caldwell on the sidelines, removing 2 of the Gators' deep threats. Chris Leak had limited practice all week due to an injury from the Alabama game, and Deshaun Wynn's effectiveness was limited with a shoulder injury. So the Gators turned to special teams and defense to ruin Mississippi State's bid for an upset in the Swamp. It all started with junior Eric Wilbur punting from his own 43 on a 4th and 2.
14-yard line goes inside the 10, inside the 5. Gators are down there, and they will get it at the 1-yard line.
With the Bulldogs pinned at the 1, Jarvis Herring pressured the MSU quarterback into an intentional grounding penalty in the end zone. 2 points, Florida, their first safety in 7 years. Minutes later, Wilbur again poised to punt.
Hits this ball low, fair catch signal, and the 22-yard line, he muffed it, he didn't get it. It's a scramble. I think the Gators have raced down and they've got it.
7 seconds later, Wynn was in the end zone with his 8th touchdown of the year.
And Wynn runs right on the back of a tackle, then spins off to the left and gets down to the goal line, and he's in! Oh my! Touchdown! Oh my!
Special teams continued to bring the homecoming crowd of more than 90,000 to its feet as Wilbur jolted Mississippi State with another seeing eye kick that Terrence Holmes down at the 1. Then, linebacker Brandon Seiler did what he does best, get to the quarterback, this time for another safety. 2 more points for the hungry Gators. The Bulldogs didn't know what to expect next. They soon found out.
There's the snap. The kick is going to be blocked, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown in the end zone. Oh, my!
The 35-9 triumph was the 17th consecutive homecoming victory for the Gators. Their 5-1 record was their best mark after 6 games since 2001. As Urban Meyer said after the game, it was a total team effort. Ranked number 11 in the country, the Gators invaded Baton Rouge, looking for their 6th win of the season. What followed was a frustratingly close loss. Florida fell behind LSU early and then fought back behind a ball-hawking defense.
And a die. And now here is a handoff, and the ball up the middle of the field has been fumbled, and the Gators have recovered the ball. It's Jarvis Herring picking it up, and the Gators take it away. Jarvis Herring gets the ball down to the 32-yard line. And now here's a handoff to Keyston Moore. Breaks a tackle, 25. Keyston Moore, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Oh, my! Keyston Moore with 32 yards and a score. Jamarcus Russell dropping back, looking to throw, and it's going to be batted around and intercepted by Joe Cohen. That's the 5th Gator takeaway of the ball game on a ball that was tipped. Joe Cohen makes the interception. Leak under center. Hands it off to Wynn. Wynn pops off to the left. He waltzes in for a touchdown, and the Gators have taken the lead.
Their 17 points came up just 4 short, and Florida dropped a 21-17 decision to LSU. Florida, Georgia, one of the greatest rivalries in college football. The border war in Jacksonville. A showdown between 2 of the SEC's perennial powers. Since 1990, these 2 squads have lined up against each other 15 times, and Florida has won 13 of them. As much as any of those previous victories, this was a battle the Gators had to win. A chance at an SEC championship game berth remained a goal. The Gators wasted little time putting the Dogs on a short leash. Florida took the opening kickoff, marched 80 yards behind an offense that had some new wrinkles, and for the first time this season, put 7 points on the board on their first possession.
On cadence, he takes the snap, he rolls right, he's looking for the end zone, he dives in, it is a touchdown, touchdown, touchdown! Chris Leak runs it in, and the Gators lead 6-0. Oh my, was that a drive? You bet it was, 80 yards in the opening series.
Florida's defense stopped Georgia with a 3-and-out. The Gators owned the early momentum and were not about to give it up. Their second drive started following a 29-yard punt return by Vernell Brown, setting the offense up in Bulldog territory.
again, Chris Leak under center, and fakes the ball to win. He rolls right, he throws into the end zone. Tate Casey, he's got it, touchdown! Oh my! Tate Casey scores a touchdown, and the Gators have a 13-0 lead.
The Gators defense made those 14 points untouchable for the remainder of the game. Florida's front four applied continual pressure on Georgia's quarterback, simply denying any big plays. The Dogs could complete only 9 passes for just 109 yards. Reggie Nelson killed one drive with his first pick as a Gator.
Intercepted. Reggie Nelson's picked it off at the 40-yard line.
The real thorn in the side of the Dogs was senior and Georgia native Jeremy Mincy, whose 2 big plays in the fourth period short-circuited Georgia's attempts to move the ball.
He'll be hit, and he'll be grabbed, and he'll be going for a loss. Jeremy Mincy got in there and threw him back for a loss. There's the snap to Tarazinski. He's back. He's in a little trouble. He stepped up. He's hit. He throws the football down the field. It is incomplete.
For his dog-busting effort, including a team-leading 6 tackles, Mincy was named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Junior Chris Leak became just the second Gator quarterback to defeat 4 top 10 ranked opponents away from Gainesville during his career. Heisman winner Danny Werfel was the first. Deshaun Wynn added 109 yards for his 3rd career 100-yard game. In winning their 6th game of the year, the Gators limited their mistakes. Leak was interception-free and dropped for a loss only once. The defense was superb, holding Georgia to a single touchdown and a field goal.
Any good defense, you got to be sound. You got to be ready for whatever a team's going to bring it to you. So you just got to be sound and play all your keys. Whatever blocks you're going to get, you got to play all those and just play sound defense.
It's a great tradition of Florida football, and a lot of great players have played in that game. It's a unique game. It's an atmosphere that's it's not like most college games, and it's a great way to win. Against a great team, and it's an awesome tradition to be a part of.
Well, we toughed it out. We did what we had to do to win the game, and in this conference, that's all that counts.
Give Florida 14 victories over Georgia in the last 16 games with this important 14-10 triumph. The challenge this week was to maintain intensity after the emotional victory over Georgia. In their last 17 meetings, Vanderbilt was 0-17 against the Gators. But Florida could not afford to take the Commodores lightly, and they didn't, scoring on their opening possession for the 2nd consecutive week.
Chris Leak, touchdown!
The 2 teams traded touchdowns, and the game was tied at 14 after 2 periods.
For the goal line, still working hard. He's in! Oh my! Keaston said, I want more, and he's got a score!
In what was becoming a back-and-forth battle, the 3rd quarter belonged to the Gators.
It's 2nd and 6, and now there's a missed change and a fumble, loose ball down inside the 15-yard line, and the Gators have recovered. Leak out of the gun on an option, tosses the ball on an end around. Here comes Chad Jackson. He'll race to the goal line. He's wide open, nothing but green grass in front. Touchdown! Chad Jackson sprints to the end zone, and the Gators have taken the lead.
The Gators forced another Vandy mistake. Brandon Seiler pounced on the loose ball, his 6th fumble recovery of the season to lead the SEC.
Fumbles the football. It's picked up by Brandon Seiler, and Seiler picks up the fumble. He's got his 2nd fumble recovery.
When Chris Leak found the end zone, Florida took a 28-14 advantage. But this game was far from over.
Leak rolling to the left side. He's going to sprint to the goal line, and he is in for a touchdown.
Freshman Marcus Manson accounted for 45 yards catching and running, and then finished an 80-yard drive with his first touchdown as a Gator.
3rd down and goal inside the 2. Leak under center, gets it to Manson, trying to turn right, now cut back up, and he'll run in for a touchdown.
Florida had 35 points, but Vandy came back to forge a tie and send this high-scoring shootout into overtime. 60 minutes played, 70 points scored, 77 passes thrown, 800 yards total offense. Now, it narrowed down to heart and determination. Which team wanted it the most? After Vanderbilt scored in overtime, the Gators found themselves walking a short plank. Score a touchdown, or the game was over.
Now here are the Gators starting at the 25-yard line. Leak on a play action, rolls right, looks to throw. Tukes gets down to the 12-yard line. Twin receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Leak takes the snap and throws the ball, and here now is Chad Jackson. He will score. Chad Jackson scores.
After one overtime, game still tied. Florida ball at the Vandy 25.
Second down, inches. There's the snap to Leak. Leak fakes it to Manson. Leak rolling right, now looking to lob the ball down toward the end zone. Wide open, Jamel Cornelius. He's got it. Touchdown! Oh my! Jamel Cornelius had his back heels right in the back end zone. He made the catch, and the Gators have taken a 6-point lead at 48-42.
Now the Gators simply had to stop Vandy.
Swamp crowd comes to its feet. Cutler under center. Cutler, a short drop, looking to swing it out to the left, and it's going to be intercepted, and the Gators have won the game! Oh my! Reggie Lewis came up with an interception on the near sideline, and this ball game is all over! Oh my! How sweet it is! An overtime victory for the Gators tonight!
Making the game saver, Lewis was filling in for the injured Vernell Brown. It was the play of the game. A 2-overtime battle that was the longest game in the history of Florida football. It was one of the finest in Leak's career, with 257 yards and 3 touchdowns passing, and 67 yards and 2 scores running. Florida won 49-42, but it was not easy. At South Carolina, the Gators won the statistical battle, but came up 8 points short on the scoreboard. Florida outgained the Gamecocks in passing yards, rushing yards, total offense, and time of possession. But the home team added 1 more touchdown than the Gators, and Florida returned to Gainesville with a narrow setback and a chance to welcome longtime rival Florida State to the Swamp. This was more than a football game. First, it was Senior Day, featuring a pregame ceremony to honor the seniors and their parents. Then, there were important goals to accomplish. A win against Florida State would make the Gators 6-0 in the Swamp for the first time since the 2000 season. And a victory would mean triumphs over rivals Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida State in the same regular season for only the 4th time in school history. The first since 1995. When the battle began, it was clear the Gators were determined to achieve those goals and take down the Seminoles for the 2nd year in a row. Late in the opening period, Chris Leak tormented FSU with a 71-yard drive, mixing the passing and running game to perfection. The 9th play of the drive found Leak at his sharpest.
Touchdown, Chad Jackson! Oh my! Wide open in the back of the end zone.
Leading 7-0, the Gators turned the remainder of the first half over to their defense and special teams. Florida's D stuffed the visitors' running game, prevented the big play.
D. Webb got in there and made a pass breakup,
and would sack the FSU quarterback 5 times before the day was complete. As for special teams, they shocked the Seminoles midway through the 2nd period.
And he's off to the races. There he goes, the left sideline, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown! 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 Oh my!
Riding a 14-0 advantage into the second half, the Gators growled and stymied the visitors with a defense that would not break. Confidently building on their lead, Florida turned to the foot of Chris Hetland for a pair of field goals.
The direction, it's got the distance, it's good!
Hetland's second 3-pointer followed a turnover by a Gator defense that was playing possibly its most complete game of the season.
It's got direction, it's got 3. Weatherford dropping the throw over the middle of the field. It's going to be intercepted at the 1-yard line. Oh my! It'll be Jarvis Herring on the interception to the 15, to the 20. He's to the 25. He's out to the 27. Oh my!
After the ensuing kickoff, the Gators continued their game of takeaway.
He busts a tackle at the 10-yard line and spinning up to the 12 and fumbles the football. And I think the Gators have recovered. They have. Oh my! Washington spinning, popped up the football, and the Gators have recovered at the 14-yard line.
It took just one flick of Leak's wrist for 7 more points as the junior found Dallas Baker in the right corner of the end zone. 27-0 Florida early in the final period. It was fitting that on Senior Day, senior Jarvis Herring was honored as SEC Defensive Player of the Week with 9 tackles, 2 for losses, 1 interception, and a forced fumble. Florida capitalized on FSU's mistakes. 6 snaps after the turnover, Marcus Manson dove into the end zone to provide the Gators with a 34-0 cushion. As the clock ticked off the final seconds of the 2005 regular season, the Gators followed their triumph in Tallahassee of a year ago with the swamping of the Seminoles at home. Their 34-7 victory was the most one-sided win over FSU since the 1996 National Championship game in the Sugar Bowl. The visitors' 7 points was their lowest point total in any game since 2002.
We turned out winners tonight, and it's really special. I mean, beat your rival like this, your senior year, walking out there for senior night. I just, my hat's off to the defense and to all those young guys that played hard. They all played hard for us, knowing that this is our last game.
First time in University of Florida football history, you beat your 3 rivals and you never trailed at one point during the time. That's a hell of a
That's what I'm saying.
Their final record of 8-3 not only included the victories over UT, Georgia, and FSU, but Florida did not trail at any time during those triumphs for the only time in school history. Under first-year head coach Urban Meyer, the Gators had learned a new system, were in the SEC championship race until the final league game, and reclaimed the swamp with a perfect home record. They finished the regular season with the ranking among the top 20 teams in college football and an invitation to play in the Outback Bowl. It is Florida's 15th consecutive bowl appearance, the most in the conference and 3rd best mark in college football. 3 Gators earned first-team All-SEC honors. Junior wide receiver Chad Jackson, who led the conference in regular season receptions with 81. Senior center Mike DeGore, who has started every game he played at Florida, 49 consecutive college games. And true junior cornerback D. Webb, whose 13 pass breakups are tops in the conference. The Urban Meyer era had begun in Gainesville, and the first steps were taken toward returning the Gators to the top of the SEC and a ranking among the best in college football. Florida and Iowa faced off for the 3rd time in history in the 2006 Outback Bowl. Each team owned 1 victory. But for the Gators, there was a strong revenge factor. The Hawkeyes had soundly defeated the Gators in their last battle, the 2003 Outback Bowl. And Florida's recent record showed only 1 win in their past 6 bowl games. Urban Meyer was determined his squad would be ready, both mentally and physically, against a team that averaged 30 points a game. Iowa was coming into the bowl confident, having scored 72 points in their final 2 games of the season. The Gators were coming off their 34-7 shellacking of rival Florida State and were looking to win their final 2 games of the season for the first time since 1997. That was the setting as these 2 proud programs representing the SEC and the Big Ten kicked it off.
Jonathan Phillips running up, right leg strikes the ball. We're underway in the Outback Bowl in Tampa. High end over end kick taken by Sims right at the goal line. Near side, he's to the 10, and he is hit down at the 11-yard line as the Gators got outstanding coverage down there in the special teams unit.
Against Florida's 7th best total defense in college football, Iowa could run only 4 plays and were forced to punt.
Good snap. Vince DeMarco takes a lot of time, and the ball has been blocked, and it's going to be picked up by the Gators, and it's going to be a touchdown! Oh my! Tremaine McCallum scores a touchdown for the Gators, who blocks the punt and the Gators score in the first minute and a half, and they lead it 6-0.
It was Florida's 5th blocked kick of the season, and the first time in 33 bowl appearances that the Gators blocked a punt for a touchdown. Just a minute, 35 seconds into the game, Florida took a lead they would never relinquish. For the remainder of the opening period, the Gators smothered the Hawkeyes' attack. The Iowa offense that had averaged nearly 450 yards per game could not get on track against the Gators. Florida led 7-0 after 15 minutes. Behind the passing and running of Chris Leak, the Gators opened the second period with a 15-play drive that set up a Chris Hetland field goal.
Leak back to throw, fires the ball down low to the 30-yard line. Leak out of the gun, is going to run the football to the 10. Inside the 10, he's still running hard inside to the 5. He's got a first down. Nick Fleming to hold. There's the snap, the set down. The kick is up. It's end over end, and this one is good.
The methodical drive consumed nearly 7.5 minutes and advanced the Gators to a 10-0 advantage. What followed was one of the biggest defensive plays of the entire bowl season, with Iowa trying to mount a drive. A Gator who had not played a snap since being injured against Vanderbilt stepped forward to crush the Hawkeyes.
Drew Tate dropping back, looking to throw, fires over the field. It's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Gators, and Burnell Brown is off to the races. Coming down the near sideline, cuts inside the 25, inside the 20, inside the 10, into 5, and he's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Oh, my! Oh, my!
For Brown, a senior who came to Florida as a wide receiver, the 60-yard drop was his first orange and blue touchdown. It was the Gators' first pick returned for a touchdown since the 2003 season. After Iowa added 7 points, the Gators took over on their own 20 with just 1 minute, 10 seconds to play until halftime. Leading by 10, Florida decided not just to run out the clock, but to open it up and try to add more points.
Leak fires high, and Chad Jackson makes the catch. There's the snap to Leak. Leak stepping up, looking to throw to the sideline, and a catch made, and he got out of bounds, too. There's the snap. Leak looking to throw, fakes it right, now throws one deep toward the end zone for Dallas Baker. He goes up to get it, and he's got it. Touchdown! He's got a touchdown! Oh, my! Dallas Baker, the touchdown maker, tight rope the sideline and scores with 1 second left in the first half. Oh, my!
The acrobatic catch was reviewed, and the replay showed Baker was inbounds.
Play on the field stand. Touchdown.
Urban Meyer's decision to go for the touchdown with 1 second left would prove vitally important as the game progressed. Florida took a 24-7 lead into the locker at the break. In the third period, the Gators' defense continued to stall Iowa's 1,000-yard runner, Albert Young. They would limit him to just 34 net yards the entire game.
Kyle Slicker to add a field goal. He hasn't missed inside 40 yards all year. The kick is up, and it is no good.
After a missed Iowa field goal, Florida started another advance at its own 20. This time, it took just 7 snaps to journey 80 yards. The end result? Another Leak to Baker touchdown maker.
He has blocking. He steps back and looks to throw the ball down to the left sideline for Dallas Baker. He's wide open. He's got a touchdown.
The 6'3 senior was on his way to one of the most prolific games by a wide receiver during the bowl season. Baker's second score of the game boosted Florida's lead to 31-7. At this point, the Iowa offense finally found some life. 2 touchdowns and a field goal quickly elevated the Hawkeyes back within striking distance. With less than 90 seconds to play, Iowa hoped to use an onside kick to regain possession.
Looked like Iowa may have been too quick to get over the line of scrimmage.
On the kicking team, number 18, a 5-yard penalty, free kick.
Here's the run up, here's the kick, and this one comes up into the hands of the Gators, and the Gators will recover. Chad Jackson goes up and gets this ball and gets down to the 35-yard line.
The Gators ran out the clock and celebrated their first bowl victory in their last 4 tries.
And that's going to be it. There'll be no more snaps. The Florida Gators have won the 2006 Outback Bowl game here at Raymond James Stadium, leading from wire to wire. Urban Meyer, in his first year as the Gator head coach, has his football team with a 9-win season.
I'll tell you what, I think we grew up the last 4 weeks of Florida football. You know, the win against our rivals, and then our preparation this week was outstanding. So it was a great game and against a great team. I mean, that was a heck of a football team.
The final score here in Tampa, the Gators 31 and Iowa 24.
Florida's aerial game proved too much for the Iowa defenders, as 7 different Gator receivers grabbed at least one pass. Dallas Baker, with 2 touchdowns and 10 receptions, was named the Bowl's most valuable player. His 147 yards receiving was the 2nd highest in Outback Bowl history. Leak finished with 278 yards passing and 2 scores. The 4th time this season he had a multiple touchdown game. Chad Jackson extended his conference leading streak to 24 straight games with at least 1 reception. Not to be overlooked was Florida's Eric Wilbur, who averaged nearly 47 yards per punt and boomed 1 kick, a Florida Bowl record 63 yards. And 3 different Florida backs legged out more than 35 yards each to take the pressure off the Gators' passing game. One of the game's key runs was a fake punt by Billy Lasco in the final period that shocked Iowa and helped Florida maintain possession, running off 8 more plays. With the 31-24 victory, the Gators finished the season ranked number 12 in the AP poll with a 9-3 record, their best mark since 2001. They also became the first Florida team in history to defeat rivals Tennessee, Georgia, Florida State, and win their bowl game all in the same season. And to punctuate the accomplishment, they never trailed in any of those 4 games. This 2005 squad had worked hard and made it pay off with their strong showing on January 2nd. Their initial season under Urban Meyer unveiled a renewed toughness on defense, opportunistic special teams, and a new-look offense that improved from week to week. The Gators were back on track to again battle for conference and national honors.